Do not filter data in Excel like this. Instead, what you can do is type Alt-NSF and select all the columns that you would normally use the filters on. And you will get these two beautiful floating windows on your Excel sheet. Now it's as simple as selecting the item that you want to be filtered. Don't present your data like this. It's always nice to have some graphical representation of your numbers. A simple way to do this would be to just select the data that you need to present and press Alt-NSL and just choose where you need the graphs to be present. Hit OK and you're good to go. I want to give some of my employees a bonus. Now I need to work out which of these employees are going to get the bonus. I've decided that anyone who's getting above 25,000 in salary per month is going to get a 10% bonus. Why? Because the rich get richer. Now the newbies be like,
1 hour later.
but the pros are not afraid to use the if formula. We're going to use the logical test and check if the salary is greater than 25,000. If it is true, we want this to be 10%. And if it is false, we want it to be 0%. And then it's just a matter of dragging and dropping. Stop inputting dates like this. There is a much faster and more efficient way to insert data in a sequence. All you have to do is type in the first date of the series. Now type Alt-HFIS. This little series window pops up and all you have to do is click on columns, make sure date is selected, make sure day is selected here. The step value should be 1 if you want every single day to be input. If you select 2, every alternate day will be selected and so on. The stop value should be the date on which the series should end. Press OK and watch the magic happen. To create a very simple clickable button in Excel, all you have to do is insert a shape, drag it wherever you want it to be placed. You can then modify the appearance of your button and insert a text box. But if you click on your shape, nothing happens. To fix this, all you have to do is click on the shape and press Ctrl K, or in the insert section of your ribbon, scroll over to the link section and say insert link to insert a hyperlink. You can either link it to a website or you can link it to any of your other files on your desktop. Now if you click the button, it's going to open whatever you've linked the button to. We've all seen a bank statement or an accounting statement that looks like this. Those new to Excel will be extremely put off by this. But the pros really don't care. All they do is go to the data section on the ribbon, click on text to columns, make sure delimited is selected, click on next, select comma as the separator and click on finish. Then it's just a matter of adjusting the column width. Bonus tip, to convert the dates that look like these, all you have to do is press Ctrl+Shift+3 and it will be converted into a date format. Excel beginners do this. They go all the way here, start filling up the data, but they have no idea who the data is for. To not make mistakes, they keep scrolling back and forth. Or when they reach the bottom of the data, they have no idea what day they are filling their information for. The pros go to the cell right below the heading and to the right of the column that they need to see at all times. Once there, they type Alt-WFF. Now you can scroll all you want without losing the data that you need to see. I've got the total of this column down here as 337,000. If I now filter this column by only the yellow items, it's still going to show me the total of the entire column, which is 337,000. But check this out. If I use the subtotal formula and use the same sum function within the formula and select the range, although now it shows 337,000, when I now go ahead and filter the color, it's only going to show me the total of that filtered portion of the table. You've just spent 3 hours creating this beautiful spreadsheet. But now all of a sudden you realize that you were never supposed to type in restaurant and you were supposed to type in food instead. Now the noobs start freaking out thinking this is going to take them another 3 hours to fix, but do not fret. The pros are there to help you. All you have to do is press Ctrl+H on your keyboard, type in what you want to find and type in what you want to replace with. Now all you have to do is press Alt-R to replace one item or Alt-A to replace all the items. We're going to replace all and there you go. We have all the restaurants replaced with food. Imagine this is 1,000 items. Sometimes you got to find the top 10 items. The newbies will be like first, second.
1 hour later.
And that took a lot of time just to find 10 out of 15 items. What I like to do is go up to conditional formatting, top and bottom rules, and just select top 10 items. Now, if you need only the top 5 items, you can adjust that from here. You can also select your highlight colors. This is the best Excel trick that you will ever learn. We all know that using shortcuts in Excel make things so much easier, but it is not feasible for us to know all shortcuts. If there is something that you do all the time on Excel, just know that if you just press Alt on your keyboard, it's going to populate all these alphabets and numbers on your Excel ribbon. You can now just follow these and slowly but surely be able to use that sequence as your shortcut. Let's say you use wrap text multiple times every day. Instead of leaving your keyboard and coming here and clicking, what you can do is just type Alt. You know it's under Home, so press H. You now know that it's W for the wrap text, so press W. It activates wrap text instantly. So let's do that again quickly. Alt H W. And clearly you can use this function for literally any shortcut in the entire Excel. We all know that formulas are extremely important in Excel. But if you haven't been using Excel for too long, it's going to be quite difficult to just start using formulas and shortcuts to get your job done. Now, this is not something that I would normally recommend, but if you are stuck, there is a way to get around this problem. You can click the little FX right next to the formula bar on your Excel, and it says insert function. You have the opportunity to tell Excel exactly what is it that you want to do. When you hit go, it's going to give you a list of different functions that it thinks might be suitable. And down below it tells you exactly what each of those functions do. So in this case, I want to use the sum function because it adds all the numbers in a range of cells. I can then say OK, and it's going to open up another dialog box where I can now select all the numbers that I need to be summed up. And then it's as simple as clicking OK, and you now have the same sum formula that you would have otherwise used. Here's my top 9 Excel shortcuts for data selection. If you're with me, spam hashtag no mouse in the comment section. You can use the shift and spacebar to select an entire row. You can use the control plus spacebar to select an entire column. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to navigate around the Excel sheet. You can use the control shift and the arrow keys to select all of the information up to the end point in the direction of your arrow key. You can use enter to move down the cells, and you can use tab to move across. You can use the control and the arrow keys to jump across your sheet, and you can use the alt and arrow keys to open and close any drop down menus on your Excel sheet. You can hold shift and the arrow keys to select only specified data, and you can use the control plus selection with the mouse pointer to deselect or select specific data.